Sup gamers, it's me GinePik and welcome back to a brand new Minecraft Bedrock Edition tutorial. In this tutorial, I'll be showing you guys a moss block farm that works for all Minecraft platforms, whether it's a mobile device, Xbox, PS4, PS5, Nintendo Switch or PC. This moss farm gives you up to 17,000 items per hour. That includes your moss block, moss carpet, azalea, flowering azalea, as well as seeds. Before we start this video, a small percentage of you watching this video are actually subscribed, so make sure to subscribe like this. It is for free and you can always unsubscribe whenever you want. Thank you so much, and let's get right into the mechanics of how this farm works. So if you don't know how moss block spread works, whenever a moss block gets bone meal, it has a chance of producing all of these vegetation and also spreads vegetation through blocks which is already given. Now there are blocks which it can only convert to, which I'll come back to that later, but also whenever it gets bone meal, it gives these vegetation. Now there are chances of how much they will give. It's not every bone meal like you will get flowering azalea, like there are certain percent chances like how much you will get. Now each bone meal will give you moss carpet. It also gives you these tall grass, small grass, as well as both azalea as well as flowering azalea. Sometimes you might not get any flowering azalea, sometimes you will get. That's because of the RNG bone meal. Sometimes you might get a spread of bone meal a lot, like one bone meal will give you a big huge amount of moss blocks, some will give you small. It depends on. Now there are also certain blocks the moss blocks can the RNG convert into. Now these are the blocks which the moss blocks can be converted into moss, and there are also bugs where these blocks, polished andesite, polished granite, as well as polished diorite, should not be able to convert into moss block, but there is a bug which causes them to convert. So I will leave a bug report down in the description below. Make sure to upload it. And if you decide to use any of these blocks for the build, we are using solid blocks, so I can see over there we are using solid blocks in the build. So make sure to use any other block except these, because you do not want the solid blocks to convert into moss. So make sure to use a block which the moss cannot convert into, so do not use any of these blocks. And also moss can also spread its vegetation via through vertical as well, so it should be 5 blocks above any stone. So whenever I bone meal this, as you can see, it spreads. And also keep in mind the spread is RNG. Sometimes you will not be getting the same amount of area spread, you won't get the same pattern. It's different every time whenever you bone meal. So now I have placed the bone meal 1 block above, so it is 6 blocks. Now as you can see, when I bone meal, it does not spread, so the spread limit is only 5 blocks away. So it should be 1 2 3 4 5 over here. And if I go ahead and get Rita's blocks and place in the bone meal here, as you can see, it spreads. So if I go any above 5, then it will not spread. So that is the vertical limit of moss spreading, and that is the mechanic. And as you can see, this is the design which I used over here. I have used a dispenser facing into the moss block so the bone meal can be spread, and whatever carpet, azalea, and etc., the piston will break it. And also I have put, as you can see, a repeater facing into a redstone lamp which can power this in a delay tick, and an observer detecting whenever it turns on. It powers this dropper as well as the dispenser. Now let's go ahead and test this. As you can see, it breaks whatever it's there, and it bone meals. As you can see, it spreads and the piston breaks if there's anything on top. As you can see, it works flawlessly. As you can see, all the items are getting pushed by the dispensers with the water, and everything will be here. Now the collection system is all up to you. Everyone likes to build their own collection system, and also you can go ahead and attach this to a composter and just constantly feed the bone meal into this dropper here. You can go ahead and create an infinite source. You can just put 1 stack of bone meal and just put all these items into a composter and into a bubble elevator, and that's all up to you. Everyone loves to build their storage system and all. And if you want to get bone meal, if you decide to only use 1 stack of bone meal into this farm, and the return rate will be 1 stack plus 39 or ish bone meal, which is not a bad amount, a really good amount for 1 stack. And if you decide to use 9 stacks of bone meal, in return you get up to 14 to 15 stacks of bone meal, which is a huge profit. And if you want to use this farm just for the bone meal sake, and I'll highly recommend you if you want to get bone meal in bulk. If you're wondering how much items you get up to 17,400 drops per hour. That will be your 3 stacks of chest, 3 stack chest of your moss blocks plus extra here. You get your azalea, you get your flowering azalea, you get your moss carpets as well as seeds. You get a lot of items. You can go ahead and chuck this all into the composter, make a bubble elevator, and all the bone meal will get feed into the system right over here. And you can just turn on once and just go AFK for as long as you want. All the chests will be filled with bone meal. And if you just want to use this farm to get moss blocks in general, you can also go ahead and do that. This is the area that you will be required to build this farm. It's the 13 long, 13 wide, as well as 9 wide area. Now if you have any infrastructure nearby, you can go ahead and build it in this dimension. And also make sure to build this farm inside of a chunk. That is because you don't want your redstone to break. And also materials list will be provided down in the description below for your convenience. And also if you would like to test this farm before you build it in your survival worlds, a world download is provided down in the description below for your convenience. And let's get right into the tutorial. Once you have decided where you want to build this farm, go ahead and mark the area where you want to build it and go ahead and count 3 blocks over here. 1, 2, 3. Now go ahead and place 2 temporary blocks over here. 1, 2. Once done, go ahead and grab your glass blocks. You can also use solid blocks as well. And count 7 blocks over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Once done, go ahead and grab your pistons. Place pistons in this direction facing like this. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Once done, all the pistons will be staying like this. Now go ahead and mine the temporary block. It's no use now. Go ahead and grab your glass blocks. Place a glass block here as well as a glass block here. Now grab your solid blocks. Place the solid block on the back side of the piston. This is where the pistons will get powered due to the solid blocks. Once you're done, go ahead and grab your glass blocks. Place glass blocks over here. You can also use solid blocks as well, like I said. Once done, go ahead and place more glass blocks in this location. Glass block here, here, as well as here. Once done, go ahead and grab your water bucket. Go ahead and create an infinite source. Now go ahead and waterlog all of these pistons. You have to waterlog all of these pistons. It is mandatory because we are making a stone generator. Once you're done waterlogging the pistons, now go ahead and place temporary blocks in these locations. Once you're done placing temporary blocks, go ahead and grab your dispensers and place dispensers facing this direction. Make sure the hole is facing this direction. Now go ahead and place dispensers in all of these locations. Keep in mind, all of the dispensers should be facing at this direction. Now go ahead and mine all of these temporary blocks. It's no use now. Now go ahead and grab your lava buckets and place lava all over here. Now that lava will convert all of the water to stone and all of the water will start flowing. And this is your stone generator starter things. As you can see, the piston is waterlogged, and whenever the piston gets pushed, it will push the stone. Flowing water will be there. The lava will get flowed down and that water will get converted into stone, and this will keep on going until the farm is off. Once you're done, now we need to build the hopper cloth for the system. Now go ahead and place a temporary block over here. Place a hopper facing into the temporary block. Once done, go ahead and mine the temporary block and place a hopper facing into that hopper. Now once done, go ahead and grab your comparator. Place the comparator facing at this direction. Make sure this antenna is facing the hopper. Now go ahead and place this comparator here and make sure the antennas are facing this hopper. Now go ahead and place a solid block over here as well as here. Now grab your redstone dust. Place a redstone dust in each of these solid blocks. Go ahead and grab your pistons. Make sure the pistons are facing this direction. One over here as well as one over here. Once you're done, go ahead and grab your block of redstone. Place a block of redstone over here. Now go ahead and grab your lever. Place the lever on this piston on this side and flick it on. This will be a turn on and off switch. Now it is currently off. Now go ahead and grab your observer. Place an observer facing at this hopper. Make sure the red dot is facing this location. Now go ahead and place a temporary block here, followed by a solid block. Place redstone dust in all of these locations. Once you're done placing the redstone, it should look something like this. Once you're done building the hopper clock and the brain of the system, go ahead and open this hopper. Now place in 5 items. It should be exactly 5. Make sure not to add any more than 5. Go ahead and add 5 items in it. Now once done, go ahead and turn on the system and you will see the stone getting extended. As you can see, it works perfectly. Whenever the water flows, the lava flows down and it will convert into stone, as you can see. Now make sure that it ends right over here. So make sure to turn off the system whenever it reaches the end of that line, and we're going to turn it off now. As you can see, it's in the end. I'm going to make sure to break the excess. Now once done, you need to grab your obsidian. Once you grab your obsidian, go ahead and mine the block right over here and replace it with obsidian. This obsidian is to make sure that the stone does not extend further away, and also this obsidian is to protect the stone from further extending. And if you AFK for longer and the bone meal runs out, this obsidian will make sure that the stone does not extend and just break the farm. Once you're done, go ahead and grab your leaf blocks. Place leaf blocks in all of these dispensers. Make sure that leaf blocks are directly where the hole is. Now go ahead and grab your glass or solid blocks. Make sure to use solid block where the moss cannot convert, and go ahead and wrap this all the way around. This glass blocks and solid blocks is just to make sure the water does not flow outside. So make sure to place water at the edges over here because we are using leaves. Leaves can be waterlogged. Go ahead and make 2 tall over here as well as here. Make sure to place glass or solid blocks over here as well. That is because whenever the piston gets pushed out, the physics of Minecraft Bedrock items is just weird, so it pops off randomly over here. And also make sure to do the same over here as well. Make sure to place glass or solid block over here just so the items don't pop off and only land on top. Once you're done placing the glass on the sides, now go ahead and grab your solid blocks. Place solid blocks underneath the stone layer. And also you need to place solid blocks over here. That is because item physics for Bedrock Edition is weird, so you had to make sure that you place solid blocks, or else you'll see moss blocks and everything down over here, which is something that you don't want. So make sure to place solid blocks. Make sure that you place solid blocks which the moss cannot convert. Once you're done placing solid blocks, it should look something like this. Make sure that you don't leave any hollow space. It's really important that you do not do that. Go ahead and cover that whole layer with solid blocks. Once you're done placing in the solid blocks, go ahead and open dispensers and place in one water bucket. Make sure to place water buckets in all of these dispensers. Once you're done placing in the water bucket in the dispensers, now we need to make sure to create a circuit so the water can turn on and turn off. Now go ahead and grab a solid block, place a solid block here. Go ahead and grab your repeater, place a repeater over here. Now we'll come back to the repeater later on. Go ahead and grab your observer, place the observer over here. Make sure that red dot is facing this direction. Place a solid block here. Now go ahead and grab your redstone dust, place redstone dust in all of these locations. Make sure to crouch play redstone dust so you don't open the dispenser. Once you're done placing in the redstone dust, go ahead and tap on this repeater one time, so it will be 2 ticks and all of the water will start flowing. This is really important. The water should flow whenever you turn off the system, so any excess moss blocks or carpets can get pushed into, and all of the items will be down over here and into your collection system. Now sometimes the items will get pushed over here, so make sure to place glass blocks on the edges so the items don't get pushed out into incorrect direction and only in the direction where you want. Once done, go ahead and grab your glass or solid blocks, make sure to place it over here. Once you're done building the water system, now we need to create the moss spread system. Now in order to do that, we had to find the center where the stone area is. Now go to the edge and make sure to find the center, so the center over here. Now count 3 temporary blocks over here, place a temporary block over here. Now count this as block number 1 and place 2, 3, 4, and on the 5th block go ahead and place a moss block. It should be exactly on the 5th block. If you go any higher, then the moss block will not spread its vegetation to the stone blocks, and if you go any higher, then the moss block will not spread its vegetation to the stone blocks, causing the farm not to work. So now you can go ahead and mine all of the temporary blocks. Once done, go ahead and place 2 temporary block over here. Go ahead and place a dispenser facing into the moss block. It's really important that the dispenser is facing into the moss block. Go ahead and place temporary blocks over here. Go and place a dropper facing into the dispenser. Now go ahead and grab a hopper, place a hopper facing directly into the dropper. This is where all the bone meal will go. I'll show you later how to make the bone meal field system. Go ahead and mine all the temporary blocks. Once done, go ahead and grab your solid block, place a solid block in this location right over here. Go ahead and place a redstone dust. Once you're done placing the redstone dust, go ahead and grab your observer. Make sure the observer is facing downwards, the red arrow, so you may have to place temporary blocks like over here. Make sure the observer red arrow is facing at this location. It's really important. Now go ahead and mine that block. It will power that. Go ahead and grab your redstone lamp. Place the redstone lamp over here. It's really important the redstone lamp should be on top of the observer. Go ahead and place a solid block over here. Redstone dust. Now go ahead and grab your piston. Place the piston facing upside down like over here. The piston head should be facing at this direction over here. So whenever this redstone lamp gets powered, it will give a signal causing this block to get powered and the piston, so any moss carpet, azalea bushes will get pushed and break down by this piston. Once you're done, go ahead and grab a repeater. Place a repeater on top of the hopper. Yes, you can place it on top of the hoppers. Once done, go ahead and place a solid block on this side over here right where the observer, right where this repeater is. Now go ahead and grab your dropper and place a dropper facing at this direction. It's really important the dropper should be facing at this direction. Now go ahead and place a temporary block here, followed by an upside down stair facing at this direction. This is really important. Make sure the stair is facing at this direction. If it's on different orientation, then the bone meal will spit out and no bone meal will be going into the dispenser over there. So make sure that it is facing at this direction. This is really important. Once you're done, that will be your moss spread system done. Now all you gotta do is just place in your hopper here, followed by a double chest on top. You can go ahead and expand this as long as you want, as tall as you want, or if you want to create. So if you're creating a bubble elevator automatic bone meal system, make sure it is above all of these stone areas and not in between or nearby. That will cause the moss spread not to happen. Once you're done building the moss spread area, now make your way to the hopper clock. Place a solid block on these locations. Go ahead and place a redstone dust over here. Go ahead and place redstone dust over here. Now go ahead and grab glass blocks. Place 2 glass blocks here. It should be glass blocks. Place 2 glass. Once you're done placing 2 glass blocks, place 2 redstone dust. Place 2 more glass blocks in these locations. Now go ahead and grab your redstone dust. Place redstone dust over here. Now go ahead and place your slabs. You can also use solid blocks. I'm using slab because it's cheap. Go ahead and place slabs in this location. Now go ahead and place redstone dust in all of these locations. Now this block will get powered whenever the system is on, and it will turn on the dropper. So if there's any bone meal, it'll get pushed out. The stair will make sure that it is 0 gravity, making the item just fall directly into the hopper, and the hopper will put the bone meal into this dropper. And whenever this observer gets powered, it will make sure that it'll make sure the item inside the hopper goes into the dispenser, and the solid block will power whenever this observer gets powered, causing the bone meal to spread. Once you're done building all of this, go ahead and place in your bone meal into the dropper, or you can go ahead and place it into the dispenser. But if you go ahead and put it into the dropper, now go ahead and turn the system on, and once you turn the system on, as you can see, the water will stop and all the items, first it will not activate, but once the bone meal goes into, as you can see, it went into the dropper, straight into the dispenser and started spreading. As you can see, all of the items get pushed and all the moss blocks are getting pushed by the pistons and breaking up, and it's coming up and it's coming on top of the system, and the flowing water is pushing them, and every item will be over here. Now you can go ahead and place a hopper and a chest over here, a triple speed hopper, to make sure it maintains the speed, or you can go ahead and put a composter and just automatically feed this, so you don't need to put bone meal into it constantly if it runs out. As you can see, it works perfectly. As you can see, it works completely. Now whenever you run out of bone meal, or if you want to stop the farm, just go ahead and flick this on, and this will stop, and all of the items will get pushed by the flowing water. Make sure the flowing water is turned on whenever you turn off the system. This is really important, and all the items will be over here, and you can go ahead and use it for whatever you want. I'm hoping today's Minecraft Bedrock Edition tutorial was really helpful for whatever use you have on moss blocks, moss carpets, azalea, flowering azalea, and seed. Make sure to leave a like, and also make sure to share this video to other Minecraft players. That will really mean a lot to me. And also make sure to check out my channel, because there's lots of Minecraft Bedrock Edition tutorials and more 1.17 farms coming, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Adios.